Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie. It is grocery day, it is cooking day. I follow a low carb keto lifestyle, and so far I've lost 111 pounds for the last about 18 months, 2 years. And I know every weekend I get my groceries and I cook up a storm and share it with you guys. So I'm going to flip you guys around and show you what I've got. I've also got another haul from yesterday, which I'll show you as well. And also I'm going to make a start on my prep. So I'll show you the first haul first of all, and I'll show you this stuff. So we have a delivery due tomorrow from Sainsbury's, but I went into Aldi as I was out getting some of the bits just to get some other stuff, because I feel that some of their sort of deli countery sort of stuff is much cheaper and a nicer quality than Sainsbury's, so I'd rather get it there, and I was able to go out and get it, so that was cool. Let's start off with this is actually just a piece of beef from our butcher. This was £8.90 I think, for quite a nice sized piece of beef, so we're having that tomorrow. But in Aldi I did get some other stuff. So I got the chicken, which was I think £8 for all of this chicken, which is 2 kilos, which is amazing. So I'm going to debox that and separate it out and then just take it out in probably pairs of chicken breasts. And then I've got some ice cream for Paul, bless him. I'm going to put that away because I'm jealous of that. And then I also got these other meaty things because I'm going to be making homemade Subway sandwiches, but with Chaffles, I feel. And one of my favourites was like the club sandwich and the triple meat layer with loads of just cheese and stuff in it. So I'm going to be making some of those next week, and I wanted some things to put in my Chaffles. So got peppered beef, turkey, got chicken, some peppered pork. As you see, I like that, and also some peppered salami. And I also got some pate as well, so I can have pate on toast with my Chaffles. This is pretty low. In the whole of this package, I think there's, let's have a look. I think like there's 2 carbs per portion, which I don't mind having. That would be plenty on a couple of Chaffles. Got a couple of packs of cheese as well. Got some of this cheese and onion there, and I got some of that Mazdam. I think it's a type of Edam. That looked good as well. And then I've just got a bag of mixed vegetables from Heron, just for making a poor curry, and it's nice to put extra veggies in there, either that or in the rice itself. These are also from Aldi. They had loads of fresh fruit with 1/3 off. I think people are just not prioritising it, so I've got those. Also in Heron, I got these. They are high protein, low sugars, and they were three for a pound. And they are 4.5 per pot, which might be a little bit high for you, but I just fancy them because look at that. Don't get that very often. Also in Heron, they had these bad boys, 59p each. In Sainsbury's, which is where I'm getting my shopping tomorrow, they are 1.89. So a massive price difference. They are close-ish to date, but you know, I don't really believe in it. It's just almond, so it's going to be fine. So I've got 4 of those just to put in the fridge to make iced brews. I also got Paul some double deckers. And I got myself, went to the chemist, got Paul some ear calm because he has a poorly ear. And I got another one of those, delicious. I also grabbed Paul some of these. These are 2 for £1. So I got him for that for his snack pot. Went to the pet shop and got him some bits and pieces. They seem to like the tunery stuff. And a Doodle, bless him, he is a bit of a, he likes to go out and party. Bless him. And he brought home a headless pigeon, and now he's got well, there you go, he needs that. So that is what happens when you bring home pigeons. And that is our little shop from this afternoon. And next we've got due up my shopping haul from Sainsbury's. Now this stuff was £92. However, there is a big box of cat food missing, a big jumbo one, because they substituted it out and the cats do not eat that brand, so that's gone back to the shop. This is the keto friendly end, of course, as always. So I've got myself a nice cucumber, which I have it all the time, like on the side of my plate. It's just quick and easy. Got some sprouts, some broccolis, pack of cooking bacon. If you're on a budget, cooking bacon is really good. This was like, I think it was 80p for all of that. And it's just a bit ugly and a bit chunky. There's nothing wrong with that. I know how it feels. A couple of packs of little snack cheeses, some more onions, and also got some rocket, which I think is arugula, I think in the US and other places. Got some onion salt for cooking, that for the kittens. Got some extra thick cream for coffees and things. I actually went into my grocery cart last night to cancel these because I don't need them, but I was too late, so I've actually ended up getting them. So there's those. I also got some more eggs, and I'll be using those today. And then moving on to Paul's stuff. Paul is my partner. If you don't want to look, don't look. Also got some washing stuff, bubble bathy stuff, and some washing up, and some paracetamols. Got him some mints. He has mints every week. Got him some new puddings. These look lovely. And something for sandwiches, and I got him some cakes. I meant to cancel out these as well because he's not been eating so much chocolate and stuff lately, so he doesn't really need it. So next week there'll be none of those bits in there. I like these as well for breakfasty time. Got him a loaf and one of his favourite pizzas, and just one of these this week because I bought a load of these earlier on in the week in bulk. Loads of pop as always. I think we are pretty much maxed out in the pop department. And we're going to pull back next week, sort of stocking up for Christmassy kind of situation. Paul wanted some beers, but they substituted out the ones he wanted, and he's not entirely happy, but I didn't know. Some litter, which is £4.50 a bag, but it is really good. And there's some toilet paper, which is like £3. So there are some big, expensive stuff here. I think the cat food should have been 14. So once you factor in like these things, you can see where the money's gone to. So that is our little haul. I'm going to put all my stuff away, and then I'll talk to you more about meal prep. So this is the beef that I picked up from the butcher's yesterday. I was really pleased with the price. It was £8, I think £8.20, which is really good. All I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to spend the day slow cooking it, nice and easy, take falls apart. But first of all, I'm going to brown it off in a pan, and I've got this tallow, which is beef fat basically. It's a nice way of saying beef fat in a jar, which I got with my in my Crave kit last month, and I want to use it. So all I'm going to do is going to salt and pepper the heck out of it, brown it off in some tallow, pop it into my slow cooker over here, and all I'm going to do is just put liberal amounts of this thyme. I might use all of it, and quite a bit of garlic, and leave it alone for most of the day, about 8 hours I think. So yep, let's get this browned and thrown in. So in my pot, I'm just going to put in the beef, which is still sizzling, browned off. I've got these pack of stewing veggies. I was going to put in onions as well, but it actually contains onions. It's carrots, celery, onions, and I think swede. And looking on the nutritionals, it's 1 kilo bag. It is 3 carbs, that's net carbs per 100. So it's actually 30 carbs in here. And I hope to get 6 meals out of this. So it'd like be 5 carbs per portion, which isn't too shabby at all. So what I'm going to do, throw that in there, garlic, my thyme, and also I found some rogue green beans, so I'm just going to throw them in, so otherwise I will forget about them, and a load of garlic as well. Throw it in for 8 hours. Well, I've done a couple of hours of work, and now I'm going to move on to my next bit of meal prep. And I also want to take a moment to say thank you very much for all of my subscribers. I've got quite a lot of new people, so thank you very much. And if you're not already subscribing, press the button and things. I'd love to have you with me. Everyone here is really very supportive and very sweet. Everyone in the comments, so thank you very much as well. I really do appreciate all your help. It's very supportive and lovely. In terms of meal prepping and meal planning, I kind of cook what I feel like. What do I fancy? What am I craving? What do I miss? And then I try to create it as much as I can. So I mentioned about doing Subways. Obviously, realistically, I cannot make a Subway sandwich as much as I'd love to make, a hearty Italian meatball sub. I'm not going to be able to, but what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to set myself up a chaffle making station. I've been really into chaffles lately. Chaffles, if you have not tried one yet, are waffles that you make with cheese and egg, real basic, and you can use them as kind of like a bread replacer, so they're good at things like burger buns, sandwich any sort of sandwichy sort of thing. And I'm going to do today, I'm going to make about an absolute load of them and freeze them, and then what I could do, I could just warm them up and as I need them over the next week, because I've been making them every day, which is absolutely fine, but keep cleaning my chaffle, my mini waffle maker is a pain, and I just want them done. So I'm going to get that done, and also while these are cooking, because it's going to take a while, I'm going to make something else. So I'm going to get my station sorted out. First of all, I've got a mini waffle maker, a mini dash. I got this on Amazon, I think. Amazon, eBay, about between £10 and £12. I'll leave a link below if you want one there. It's been so useful. I'm so happy that I've got one. You can use the square Belgian style, but you might be, obviously, being bigger than this size, you won't get as many, so be prepared for that. And it takes about 3 minutes in this one to make a waffle, which is very handy. And I have got all my ingredients here. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know I sort of half follow recipes and then wing the rest, because to me a recipe is just a guide. It's not set in stone for most things. So I do kind of follow the Keto Diet app one, which I found very good, but I have subbed it out and sort of expanded on it. Generally the way I look at it is to make 4 in here, so 2 sandwiches, you will need an egg, a tablespoon of coconut flour. Now I use coconut in the beginning because I had it to get rid of and I didn't want it to go off, but I find it's really good. It does use a lot of liquid though, because coconut is very absorbent. So I also use liquid egg white, which I found is fab because it actually makes more. Without this and using an alternative, it makes 3, but using this and that, it makes 4, and they're super fluffy. I also need baking powder, which I forgot to get out, which makes them nice and fluffy, and that. So it's 1 egg, about 50 grams of cheese. Mozzarella is ideal, but I can't get hold of it easily here. So I use the mildest, if you like me, use the mildest cheese you can get, which is a mild cheddar. I personally can't taste it, so it doesn't bother me. It may bother you. What I also find by using egg whites, it doesn't taste too eggy. It dilutes the eggy taste because the yolk contains the more of the eggy flavour. So that and that and that. These are going to be savoury chaffles. They're not going to be sweet ones. If you wanted to make them sweet, put some sweetener in there and some vanilla, and they'd be delicious as well. I've done that. But today I'm just making a big batch of savouries for things like sandwiches and things like that. And I should, in theory, if I'm using 3 eggs, 150 grams of the cheese, because I'm tripling my recipe, are between, I'd say, depending on how they come out, about 14 to 16. I may get one either way, and that's okay. And I'll leave here the macros based on the 3 eggs, the cheese, and these things here. I'll leave that here on the screen once I've calculated it all in. I think it works out to be about about half a carb each little one, but I will pop it below for you. And I'm going to get all this mixed up and fire this fella up, and then meanwhile cook the next thing. So recap for you: for every egg, you will need 50 millilitres of egg whites, 50 grams of cheese, about a third of a teaspoon of baking powder, all your salt and peppers, of course, and give it a good whiz. And my first one is pretty much done. And this is like a heaped tablespoon of the mixture. It does look chunky because I'm using, obviously, I haven't whizzed it up in my blender. If you blended it up, I'm sure it'll look a lot nicer, but I'm not overly fussed because I've not noticed, when I've spent more time whisking it up, I've not noticed the improvement in how it tastes or anything like that, or how it cooks. So, and you basically pop it in there until the steam stops. It will start to steam soon, and there you go. It's nice solid chaffle that she's throwing around. But you can also add things like, if you want to put collagen in there, MCT powder if you want to increase your fat content. All I'm going to do is cook these up, smell good, and I'm going to flash freeze them in a minute. And when you want to warm them up, you can either pop them in the microwave. Once you've cleaned your dash, obviously at the end of your day, pop it back in again for a few minutes, or I overfilled it, look, pop it back in your dash for a couple of minutes to warm it through, put it in the grill, or put it in your toaster, which is what I'll be doing to warm my fruit. So now moving on to the next thing I'm cooking, which is homemade KFC, to go inside these lovely little chaffles that I've got going on here. They're doing really well, by the way. And as you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, that I'm trying to use up odds and ends, half jars and things I've got in my cupboard to be a bit frugal and economical, make space, and also just to inspire myself and push myself to try things that I wouldn't normally think of. And that's why I've picked this recipe. And the thing I've picked to try to get rid of this week is this Dijon mustard. I do like mustard. It's just that it's been there a while, and you know, if I don't push myself, I won't use it all. I'll use it on like the odd occasional bit of steak, and I use only like a quarter of a teaspoon or something daft. So there is about 1,000 different KFC recipes online. And they're kind of all the same. You would have some seasonings to make it taste good. You'd have your chicken, or if you want to maybe try something else, if you want pork or something, I guess it would probably work. Then you would have a dip to dip it into to make it wet, and then you would coat it in something and then fry it. So I have got, I'll find one for you and link it below if you want to jump on a point. The one I'm kind of using a little bit uses unflavoured whey powder for the outer crust, which I'm not going to be doing. And basically, I think this must be the secret recipe from the Colonel, is cayenne, paprika, oregano, thyme. I've got 2 lots of paprika there. And also garlic powder. I'm also going to add in some garlic and herb seasoning and some onion salt. I thought that might be nice. Use what you've got, whatever you like the look of. I was initially going to do lemon juice and mustard. But I thought, no, let's try to make it a proper fake KFC. I've only got a small amount of chicken, and it's intentional. I'm only going to do enough for a couple of sandwiches. That's all I wanted to do today. So I'm not going to over make too much stuff. I don't want to be wasteful. And then you make your dippy stuff, your chicken goujons or flatties, whatever. There's going to be a little cream, little mustard, an egg, and a dash of sriracha as well for heat. And for my outer crust, I'm actually going to use crushed up pork rinds. These are not proper pork rinds, these are the puffy version. I'm going to smash them up, put them in a bowl, and then use that to do my coating with it. You could, because I'm not using a lot of chicken here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to flatten these because I don't want them to be too thick. Because they might not cook evenly. So I'm going to smush these down so I've got like scallops sort of rather than thick breasts. And fry them off. Now, you call me disgusting, you're very welcome to, but this is the pan I browned my beef in it. It felt daft to clean the pan, put more fat in it, and then use it and then clean that pan again. And it's a little bit of brown, it's fine. Some people will find that really disgusting, that's fine. All I'm going to do is add in some ghee. That's tallow, and there's going to be ghee. So I think it'll be all right. I'm not that fussed. It's only me. It's only my germs. So I'm going to flatten my chicken, marinate it in some spices, give it sort of 15-20 minutes, and then start just frying it off and see what I can come up with. Well, I fried it all up. It's browned really well. It's very crispy. But I'm obviously a bit concerned about some of the thicker pieces. So I'm going to pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes, half an hour, just to make sure the middle of it is all cooked through thoroughly. I've tasted a little bit that I poured off and it tastes really good. I've never really been a fan of KFC. I know that's controversial. I've never gone out, I've had a choice, I would never pick it first. But occasionally it's nice to have. So I'm going to pop this in the oven. But yeah, this is pretty good copycat. Not quite as salty as KFC, which is the thing that puts me off KFC. But the herbs and spices do taste really good. So I'm going to pop this in the oven and finish off my little chaffle stacker. Right, so the beef is nearly done. Just cooking up some veggies to go with it. Now, the lovely Sarah, very, very kindly, hey Sarah, she just dropped into conversation casually about having roast turnips in tallow. And I was like, what, are you for real? Why didn't I do this? So, as per her suggestion, I've parboiled some turnips. I've got some tallow in a pan, heating up, melting now. So I'm going to drain these off and throw them in hopefully about half an hour, which make them nice and golden. And in the meantime, I'm going to work on a mustard and peppercorn sauce to go with the beef. So for the mustard and peppercorn sauce, I've got ground, freshly cracked black pepper, about a tablespoon. I've got same again of mustard, got some ghee, some onion salt, some garlic powder, and I'm also going to use some cream just to make a nice sauce. Just bring it up, warm it through. I think in the whole lot there's about 4 carbs, so it's quite a nice one to have on the side. So this is my little roasty roast. So Paul got regular roast potatoes. These are my turnips. I'm not sure how they're supposed to, if they're supposed to go more golden than this. I'm not sure. I've got some left over. I might pop them in for another 20 minutes and see. But they're definitely cooked. See how those go. There's all that beef. I've got plenty enough for the rest of the week for dinners. That huge pile of veggies. They look very squidgy because they've been in the slow cooker with the beef. But they're also full of all the beef meat juices and all the herbs, the thyme and everything. So that'd be lots of flavour. Just some sprouts. Got just some regular gravy and that mustard peppercorn sauce. I also put some of the beef stock in it from the pot. I think maybe a little bit of erythritol to give it a little sweetness would be good. But I want Paul to try it and he's not keen on erythritol. So there is our little tea. I have plenty of that left over and loads of that left over for little roast dinner boxes for the rest of the week. And this will probably be my last roast dinner until Christmas now. So I am going to have my tea, get Paul and tuck in. And that's what I've got for next week. Not as much as usual, but helpful nonetheless. I've got all my chaffles there all ready to go in the toaster. I'm going to freeze one, keep one in the fridge. I put that chicken in the oven, kind of forgot about it. It has got a little bit crispy, but that's okay. I tasted that little piece that was spare and it tastes absolutely fine. It doesn't taste burnt or anything like that. And there's my 3 leftover dinners. Quite carb, I would say, because of the carrots and the onions, quite carby. I probably see probably about 10 carbs there, but that's okay because that'll be my main meal of the day. I think this worked out the whole thing 3 carbs, and so just under a carb a pop. So yeah, the mustard sauce was okay. I think a little bit of sweetening would have been good in it, and a bit more pepper, but it's a good jumping off point though. So I think it'd be really nice with chicken. And the beef was delicious and tender, and the turnips, I'm putting them in for a lot longer next time, see if I can get them nice and golden, but they were very nice as they were. So I am now fully converted to the way of the roasted turnip. So thank you, Sarah, for that. That's all I've got for you this week. Thank you so very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I am going to put all this stuff away and wind down for the evening. I'll see you probably tomorrow for a little catch up and let you know how I'm getting on. Let me know how you're getting on as well. I'd love to hear from you. And thank you so very much for joining me. Check out one of the other playlists, which has got all of my meal preps and stuff on it and all that stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one.